Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, and I'm doing something different today, and I'll be making a scratch game. A game on Scratch, the free coding website slash app and all that. Whatever, this isn't an advertisement for the thing. Anyway, so I'm making a Fnaf fan game, but only using Scratch because it's the only thing I can afford because Scratch is free. Yada yada, I'm not gonna bother with that. So yeah, as you can see, this is the title. Yes, I'm basing the FNAF fan game off of Fairytales. So this is not gonna be good. Oh, I already have an error screen. Well, whatever. I'll fix that later. So for starters, we're gonna start making, the menu, the menu, the starting part. I mean, whenever you start a game, you don't always get into the game immediately. You get to like the title menu. So title, and so yeah, title. Normally the background is black, so we'll make the background black. Of course, it could be of any size, considering it doesn't move. It does. It's not showing right now. Give me a moment. Yeah, just with my recording software. Let's just try this again. Give me a moment. This is gonna take a while. And reset everything I've done so far. Alright, give me a moment. Fright. That's the name of the game. I hope you don't. I'm not sure if that was a reference I just made by accident. I made a reference by accident. But that might not actually be a reference. Whatever. Alright, starting over. Title. I'll write title menu, but that's the same thing. Title and menu, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. That's what they don't tell you. Is that it's just the same thing. They mean the same thing. Well, not exactly, but in the context of English dictionary, it's not the same. In the context of this game, it's basically almost the same thing. So we have our title here. So first thing we're gonna do is, the play button, the game, or no, not the play button. We'll have to like design our title menu first. So we'll name this one the title. Title. Pretty simple enough. So of course our title for the game will be Fairytale Fright. So obviously we need to label it as Fright, as we'll use the red text, not too red much. 75 exactly. And then I will use the curly font because I don't know, Fairytale Fright should be in curly because it's supposed to be a horror game and all that. By the way, if you hear like bonus noises coming from like the audio from the background or something, I have an electric fan right now with me because it's very hot nowadays, even though it's December, but I live in a place where it doesn't snow, so yeah, it sucks to suck. Alright. Oh, I forgot. You're supposed to put 00. I just really like it when it's in 00, because at least that way I can like change whenever something, if I wanted to. Fairytale Fright. I'm contemplating putting it in the center. I really love the snap center approach. But no, we're gonna put it like a bit upwards. Fairytale Fright. Not sure if we should make it smaller, but oh well, I'll probably change it at some point. So we have our title. I'm contemplating whether we should do something. Wait, what if I like? Wait, no, now you can't see it. 25. And maybe we'll put in a small outline by one, because like you can't exactly see it. See, 0. That's too much. There. Now it looks like it's glowing. dark. Maybe I should make it darker. And what's the difference? It's still gonna look like it's glowing. Also, I really don't like when it's labeled costume 1. It's just a pet peeve of mine. Save, because as you saw before, I had to like reload and it didn't save. So okay, we'll start with the code. We'll put the code here. Wrong one, events. So when green flag is clicked, I learned this hack from like someone else. But if you do this, if you put in like a green flag click, and then have a broadcast, and then label that broadcast as something else, and then have the receive be like, basically this thing here, this message will be the starter of everything, so you don't have to rely on the green button. Because like having to rely on this green button for every time you're trying to start the project is it can be a bit annoying, especially because if you don't have like a proper like save feature, having to press this over and over again, you're just gonna reset everything. And if you don't want that, then then you're gonna have to do this. But that's just me. Besides, I'm not even sure if this is even like a good thing, but that's just me after all. I only saw this like from a different tutorial. So anyways, when I was seeing green flag, well, there's nothing much. We'll just like, I guess, switch the backdrop to title every time every time we receive green flag. So let's say paint. We'll switch the backdrop so if I were to press green flag, this would broadcast. It would like, it's basically like broadcast this message, and this message would say to switch to title. And I'm currently not on the title. I'm on backdrop number 2 actually. It'll change to number 1 if I press green flag. See? Anyways, next backdrop. Simple as that. Anyways, save right now. I'm not sure if I should delete this. I think I'll save it for later. Alright, now we need to put in the code for the title, because when you get to like the play button, we'll need this to like disappear when you press the play button. Because pressing the play button would start the game immediately. Well, not immediately, but that depends on how I want to play it. How I want to make this game. So anyways, so we'll start with when I've seen green flag, which means the code from like basically this one. See this over here, the broadcast green flag. Basically, when I put this here, we no longer need to use this. We no longer have to use like when the green flag is clicked, yada yada yada. Save. You really need to save your projects whenever you're doing this, because if somehow you decided to change tabs and it just appears like it's like restarting, or like it's reloading everything, and you didn't save, you will lose that progress of yours. Like, anyways, so when you receive green flag, I'm a bit too advanced, you could say. So let me just I don't know, forever loop. See, the code I'm doing here right now is, if basically the black background is backdrop 1. See, switch to backdrop 1. Oh no, wait, no, that's the title of the thing. Okay, so basically title is the first backdrop. This black background is the first backdrop. The only reason it's not called backdrop 1 is because I named it as title. And since I made a new backdrop earlier to showcase how this code would work, it would now names the other backdrop as backdrop 1, because if you're not gonna name it, it'll just automatically name it as backdrop 1. Well, anyways, so let's say title 1. So if it's the thing is, it refers to backdrop. So basically, the black background is backdrop number one. Backdrop number two is backdrop what? The white background is backdrop number two. So basically, for this to work, we're gonna hide, and then we'll add in the show button. Anyways, basically here's how it will work. Let's say, well, we're gonna use a different button for this. Next backdrop. Okay, so for this code to work is that if it's in backdrop number one, this title will show up. But if it's not, and if it's on number two, it'll disappear. As you can see, it kind of slows down a bit. Here's the thing, as you can see, it appears. There's a delay when it appears and disappears, but that's normal, I guess. I'll figure out how to fix it later. As you can see, it takes a while. I mean, you wouldn't notice if it was very fast, but like, whatever. You'll get the point. Anyways. Fairytale for, yeah. Pretty much. So that's it for like title and all that. Yeah, turn this off. So yeah, now when it's not like title, it'll disappear. Alright, so this will come up for later. But then again, this could just be a problem, and then you're allowed to like comment what I can just do instead, but that could just be me. Anyways, next, it's optional to make your like title move, but I mean, I could just do this whenever I want. Let's see, -10. I mean, this could work. I mean, this moving thing is optional, by the way. You don't actually have to make it move if you want. But technically, I'm the one making it, but you can consider this a tutorial as well, I guess. So it moves. The moving part is like optional. You can actually just make it static if you want. I just put that there in case it suddenly moves, cause like, well since you know it has, since you know, this thing is already set. You can't actually move it. It'll just move over there whenever it wants. But if you're just going to do it the old-fashioned way and use this, give me a moment. If you do it the old-fashioned way using this, then yeah, you're going to have to really set this part, because if it actually moves, give me a moment. We'll remove that. Change y by 10. We'll duplicate that into writing -10. Basically, if it does that, and you move it, give me a moment. If you move it, there, I somehow got it to move. Basically, if you move it, it will. If it's in this code, the change y, if you move it, it will move. It'll just continue its phrase because the x hasn't been set. But if you decide to use glide, if you use the one that's like set already, then it won't move. Like, I'm dragging it over here, it's not moving. So yeah, that's one way to make sure, like, as long as like the x is set to like a specific area, then I suppose it won't move no matter how hard you try. Anyways, time to do the other ones. Now we'll do the play button. The play button, it's the one that starts with the game. I mean, you already see it in almost every other game. The thing is, sometimes whenever it's a play button, it's either a literal button, let's say like this. Let's say this is the start button. Sometimes games will use a literal button on the screen, and sometimes you'll just have to use like a keyboard key. You'll have to use the button on your keyboard. I plan to make this game like both mobile and PC supportive. So I think I like. So here's the thing. All right. Let's say we'll use. Let's say we'll make it mobile supportive first. I'm a bit of a picky thing, so like my way of like making a play button is going to be a bit different. Let's say it's my bad, wrong button. Let's say it's this way. Let me just move it. I'm a bit picky with how I like to do something. Stretch it all the way across the screen. We'll label this as 1. Not that it's gonna change anything. And then we'll put it just all caps. Play. Now to make this work, we'll have to make it a little brighter because the way I'm gonna do this is alright, so we're just gonna copy this. By the way, you could just drag this entire script onto like, you have to be careful when dragging this because sometimes it might not go and sometimes it will. So yeah, you can also drag it over here to delete it. Anyways, well, we can't have that. We already have it set here. Okay, so sometimes it won't actually because sometimes whenever, like, how do I explain this? Okay, so sometimes this would be set based on this one. How do I do this? It's not changing. Give me a moment. See, okay. See, this one matches this. Let me like make a ball real quick, just to make this 1 point. So if I were to drag it over here, then that's why it's not changing. Because I'm so used to like seeing this change based on where the X and Y of this is. But that could just be because of the app. Yeah, there's an app version of this, but I think it's best if we just stick to the website for now. So yeah, we're doing this. We have to do this as well. Well, we have to remove the moving part because it's not supposed to move. So now, if I were to change it, the play button would disappear. But as you can see, it still has that delay, so we'll figure it out how to fix that. Anyways, we're going to copy the if then else statement. And then we're going to change it up a bit. This might be a bit too advanced, at least according to what I think. But we're going to make it a bit darker by like 25. -25. Okay, you have to remember the negative. Okay, in case of brightness, if it's a negative, it turns darker. If it's not a negative, then it'll turn bright. Alright, here's an example. Let's say it's if touching mouse pointer, which this means if it touches the mouse, it'll change its. See, it changed brightness. See, it's 25% brighter when touching the mouse, but when it's not touching the tip of the mouse, it turns darker, 25% darker. So yeah. There's also this chance where like there's also this. You can also just choose big guy. can also do that. You can also change costume if you want. If you don't want to do the brightness, you just do costume related stuff like that. Also, if you don't want it to be bright and have no idea how to undo it, you can just press this button, clear graphic effects, and it will work as well. By the way, for this to work, you need this bar to be very long, mind you. If you want to do like the illusion that it's being lighted up, then you have to make the bar very long. The bar is long with this story. Anyways, so yeah, we'll put the brightness on like sideways for now. Anyways, so we'll do like when this sprite clicked. I'm getting rid of it. Sorry, my bad. I meant the brightness. I was getting rid of the brightness buttons. Anyways, save. Alright, so when this sprite is clicked, it'll change backdrops. We'll make it switch backdrop on. It's for testing. Alright, so as this button says, when this sprite is clicked, aka this one, when you click this button, it'll switch the backdrop to the white backdrop. As seen, as demonstrated. See. Hang on, mate. Oh, by the way, there's a turbo mode if you want. This is like gonna take a while. So yeah. But I think I prefer the turbo one off because I don't know. Sometimes it looks good when it's like on turbo mode, and sometimes it's not. It makes everything look too fast. I mean, it is called turbo mode after all. Like, why am I complaining if it's called turbo mode? Restore sprite. Oh wait, no, this is the one I deleted earlier. Yeah, sometimes restore sprite. If you delete a sprite, it will restore it. There's first why this thing is here, but whatever. Anyways, save now. Alright, so as mentioned, this code, if I were to press this, the backdrop will turn white because the backdrop one is colored white. I mean, you can add more like buttons if you want, but like, what would we need that for? Anyways, I'm not sure if I should continue because I'm worried for my own like storage. But whatever, we'll continue on. Right. So press the button. You go here. I'm sure. I'm a bit doubtful. I want to add in one more button, but I'm not sure. Maybe I should make it a bit like. Don't ask for it. It's a bit laggy, I will admit. Now we're going to copy this. Then we'll change this one. We'll change this button to like settings instead. Don't ask. It's not like it's going to work. We're still going to make it switch to backdrop one. I just decided to name it settings. Next. There. So now it looks like one of those games you'd find on Game Jolt. I doubt anyone's going to watch this video, but like, if you do actually watch this video, then leave a like, and maybe subscribe so I know someone's actually watching. Because with everything like with the literal new year just being 2 days later. No, 3 days actually. Technically 2 or 3 days. It'd be nice, to know that someone's actually, alive in the internet, because the dead internet theory, is starting to look a bit real than I thought. So yeah. So we got the play button, we got the settings. We might as well just make one for settings. We'll name this one settings, and then do nothing about it, because this will be the game area. Or should I put in a cutscene first? Nah, we're going again. Don't ask why I put a period over there. Just don't. Anyways, the thing is, the game area, like, there's gonna be the same thing. Except this one's gonna have a fade in it. A red fade. This one won't. So, settings. So for settings, it drops the settings. This one's, it's the game area. Saving project. You'll see a difference. See? Now over to this one. It's still a black backdrop. I just didn't change much of it because, Anyways, so moving on. Now that well, how do we get back though? Well then, here's what to do. Alright, I have an idea. We're going to put in a back button. Because, we can't always be in settings forever. So, just need to add in more buttons. That's it. That's all. I mean, it's not that hard. Backs. My bad. Basically, I'll just copy paste this. I'll just copy paste it. What are you going to do? Stop me? Anyways. Okay, we're gonna have to edit this part. I feel like it should be then else. Okay, this is going to take a while. Give me a moment, I need to scratch something. Anyways, if backdrop equals 1, then we'll do that. If backdrop equals 1, then we'll do, like, the settings button. But if it's this one, we'll specify the setting. I specifically made settings this backdrop number 2, because if we didn't, then oh, by the way, I have to, like, copy this as well for this, because and yeah. Okay. Alright, so to explain this one, so if backdrop is number 1, it will show the settings, the one we see up here. And if the backdrop is number 2, aka the settings, it'll show, like, the back. It'll show these. I also made it that if you press the sprite on backdrop number 1, aka this backdrop, it'll set to the settings. And there's a reason we made settings the second backdrop. See this number over here, this number 2, this implies it's the second backdrop. I have to specify this because because later when you get to when you get to the settings, if you press the back sprite on the settings backdrop, then you'll be sent back to the title. Let me see if it works well. Oh wait, I forgot. I made it so that I made it so that if it's a number, fuck. Give me a moment. See, this is why you need to check everything. Big guy. Also, I think I may need to flip that. Because the illusion of it won't work. Anyways, let's try this out first. It worked. Now the only problem is the title, having a delay. I have an idea. What if I make it so that it's in a different code so that So now that it's in a different code, it won't it finally worked. Because I think the problem was that because these two were on the bottom there, it had to wait until it was on the it had to how do I say this? I think it's because these were part of the code here. It was forced to go all through. Thing is, when you're going through a loop thing here, it will go through every single code that's under the loop. So meaning, if you want this to work, you'll have to put these two in a different code for it to work, because it will go through everything and it will cause a delay, a 2-second delay if you count these two. So a 2-second delay, yeah, that's what happens. See, now settings, it disappears quickly and it appears quickly and it still moves. So I finally got that one out of the way. So yeah, okay, now it works. So now I think that's where I can end this video. I mean I did the basic play and settings. Nah, I'm not sure. Maybe I'll just make another another video regarding Fairytale Fright. Well, anyways, I'll just have to see for the editing process, and maybe I might make it worth more time. Anyways, that's all for now for Fairytale Fright. So if you want more of this, if you want more of this content, then please do comment you want more of it, or maybe just like and subscribe so I know someone actually likes this content. I mean, if you don't like the content, I'll just continue the game regardless. I just won't record it. I'll probably show in a few updates 1 or 2 times, but this game will be updated and I will work on it. So yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for watching, if you did actually watch to the end. And yeah, thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.